My name is Olufemi George, born in Island Maternity in the heart of Lagos State to late Ekundayo George and Abosede Shikwade, and here is my good old days story. I grew up living with my paternal grandmother after the early demise of my dad at the age of 25, as at that time, I was barely 17 months old. Mama Tontaja, meaning petty trader mama, as my grandmother was fondly called in the neighborhood, would leave home on foot from Arauti in Yaba. For those of you who know Arauti in Yaba, is the street directly opposite Yaba Psychiatric Hospital, and she will trek to Alagomeji, while I will still be sleeping, to collect puff-puff and buns to sell on sale on return credit basis. And she will walk on the street barefooted without fear of being knocked down by Keke Marua or Okada as it is today, in order to make ends meet. And she will always tell me, there is no other way to success but honesty, diligence, and destiny. At an early age of 4, I can recall sighting this council's refuse truck with staffers of Lagos City Council coming into our neighborhood to empty drums full of refuse in every house. Same with sanitation officers, who are referred to as Wole Wole in Yoruba language in those days. These officers will come around checking the gutters and the environs to ensure that the neighborhood is free from mosquitoes and other dangerous insects. The sight and presence of these government officials was enough to inculcate acts of decency and hygiene in every household. With nostalgia, I remember, upon sighting these sanitary officers, we would start singing, Wole Wole Mbo, Wole Wole Mbo, Yo Wole mi, Yo Wole re, Wole Wole Mbo. And some of us will change the tune to Wole Wole Kilori Tanwiji Yomu Yomu, meaning the sanitary inspector is coming. He will inspect my house. He will inspect yours. Sanitary officer, what did you see? Mosquitoes and its larvae. I wonder if enforcement is still as strict as of old. From Arauti Street, we later moved to Oyekon Street, not too far away from Arauti and close enough to St. Patrick's School, a Catholic school in the premises of St. Dominic's Church, Yaba, where I had my primary school education. Mama Ibilola Akiwowo of blessed memory, which I refer to as Mami, will never spare me from the rod for any act of dishonesty. A retired primary school teacher and a strict disciplinarian whose favorite adage is Ile Latin Kesho Rode, meaning charity begins from home. She strongly believed that a spoiled child is an outcome of parental upbringing. Even at her old age, she finds time to review the day with me after school hours, including helping out with school assignments, which we call homework as of then. Her list of good characters set for us to imbibe is endless. Don't tell lies, don't steal, you must not cheat, you must not fight, and so on and so on. In those days, you may be pardoned for unbecoming behavior, provided you are honest by telling the truth. I recall a day when my grandma had a spot check through my school bag, only to find a textbook that doesn't belong to me in it. Why did you come home with someone else's book? She queried. Of course, she didn't wait for me to explain before raining several slaps on my back. Apparently, my textbook was stolen and I had to take someone else's own. My, I got the beating of my life that night. In those good old days, everyone old enough to be a parent in our neighborhood was our parent. Every home was home for us, and contact tracing was easy, as well as family name was held in high esteem, to the extent that at the mention of your family name, one could tell of your traits. We respected everyone older than us, irrespective of whether they were our blood relations or not. They were at liberty to discipline us whenever we erred, without recourse to our parents. In fact, the punishment is much more if our unruly behavior was to be brought before our parents. Unlike now, when students beat up their teachers were semi-gods to us to the extent that we get threatened at home by the mention of us being reported to them. But now, the young ones have no iota of respect for the elderly. A lot of extracurricular activities dedicated to particular days of the week in my secondary school days at St. Finbar's College, such as the Boys Scouts, the Boys Brigade, the Red Cross, and many more, where we learned the act of leadership, decency, self-respect, and self-confidence is no longer in existence in most schools. Today, value is rarely added at the molding age of our youths, and they are deprived of all the learning processes that we were exposed to in our good old days. So when people ask where we got it wrong, I am always quick to say charity begins from home. However, it is never too late to stop this fast slip to the precipice among our youths. We can have a cultural rebirth and a sound ethical orientation that will give our youths a better vision of a new day and a promising tomorrow that will outshine the good old days. We can make the giant leaps that will make the great difference in the lives of our youths. We can do it. We can change the narrative. When there is a will, there is always a way. I therefore join Sir Shemo Badejo in this determined drive towards a greater and more promising future for our youths. Thank you.